Stop doing that.
Yeah.
Check over that side.
With rope or with
Or sometimes wire.
Wire.
We use electrical wire.
Can look there,
Yes.
sir. Yeah, man, I'm tied down the roof, man.
You have to take the hose.
It worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
But then you outside.
Yeah. I once did that on a tree that was in Ivan. So we are in Alligator Pond today, section of the community called Compound. We've visited the Top Bay section before, Top Hill, and the devastation up there is very bad. And around here, they've had 2 houses completely destroyed, including Nicolette's here, and also an apple tree fell on a house. Generally, a lot of damage. Fishermen have lost their investments in their fish pots, and you know there's no electricity, so they can't actually continue fishing now anyway because there's nowhere to store the fish when they catch them and keep them chilled. So this is an area which is going to need a lot of attention. You know, where it's that time when Jamaica needs to pull together, and we, you know, 4 days after burial. Today is what, Sunday. You know, we want to see the signs of the state really rolling out relief to people. You know, zinc, people need zinc, they need building materials, they need food and water, so they can start to put their lives back together. JVS bedding, thank you, and JPS, you know, are on it, but they need to reach these areas as soon as possible because these are the areas which are most badly affected. And we're going over to St. Elizabeth next, where I believe the situation is just as bad or maybe worse. So, you know, we're just getting a sense of what the situation is like on the ground with the people, what their needs are, so we can advocate on their behalf. Not looking to politicize this in any way, but with, you know, where we see the gaps, we want to call them out and bring them to the attention of the government so they can respond quickly to them. And right now people are hurting in many parts of Jamaica, and you know, the assessment needs to move in transition rapidly into relief, so that people are feel that the country cares about them and that their, you know, their lives are not just gloom and doom right now. So that is my cry. You know, generally speaking, I think the whole structure of how we respond to disasters needs to be revamped. ODPEM used to be more independent, more responsive. Now it's been subsumed in this Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, this massive ministry, and it's definitely not as agile as it once was in dealing with the situations on the ground. And I think that needs to be looked at afresh. And of course, we need to prepare for hurricanes in a more meaningful way going forward. Not, you know, an announcement the day before of some drain cleaning or an allocation to MPs, which may take time to access. But no, we need to have, you know, relief supplies in areas which are prone to being damaged, and equipment and so on in those areas deployed, ready to be rolled out. So a whole different approach, I think, needs to be taken, and we have lessons to be learned from burial for sure.
In times like this, frustration sets in very early among residents. Your thoughts on the pace of the agencies in the restoration effort?
From the state agencies in the badly affected communities by now. You know, I can understand a day or two of assessment, but I think we're beyond that now, and people are starting to really feel the effects of the deprivation caused by burial. No light, no water, foodstuffs, etc. So this is a time when we want to see, you know, the necessary ODPEM and the other state agencies showing themselves in the communities and delivering blankets, bedding, foodstuffs, water, and so on. This is, and you know, JPS are trying their best, I think, now, but there's a lot of work to be done because the line network seems to have been not very resilient. You know, where there are a lot of power lines which are down, not caused by any tree damage, though tree damage was part of it, but in other places it just blew down, you know, so the resilience wasn't there. So they're going to have to take stock going forward, how they're going to make our power system more resilient. But you know, the people of Jamaica are incredibly strong, powerful people, and they are positive people, and I know we will rebuild from this. But let's all just pull together, and the state needs to, you know, move a bit quicker at getting to the needs of the people now. All right?
I would just also add that a lot of business persons have been asking for increased presence of the security forces because of the protracted period of electricity outage. A lot of them don't have functioning alarm systems because the batteries have gone down. You know, the place is dark at night, and we saw in Longville Park, for example, the case of the ATM being stolen and the hardware broken into. And I think there's real fear in the business community, particularly small and medium-sized businesses who can't afford continuous duty generators, that there will be increased incidents of break-ins to their warehouses and so on. So we're really calling, we would have expected visible mobilization of the military, for example, to assist the police in patrolling these areas with no electricity over the last 4 or 5 days. And especially as it seems we may be facing weeks of outages in the more hard-hit areas, I think that would make a call for increased security presence.
I mean, I would say that the role of the JDF in the aftermath of the disaster is something which, you know, we'd like to see soldiers brought into the relief effort, the distribution and so on, the clearing of roads and what have you. And JPS, I mean, when they finish their assessment, there are such significant areas of line damage that, again, I reiterate that we should really reach out to, you know, overseas countries and power companies and see if they can assist us with some human and other resources to just get up and running again more quickly. Because the economy is going to be hit hard if we don't get up and running again quickly. So it's important that we take those steps early.
The JPS might have to do things in terms of the infrastructure.
I would say that there's signs that the infrastructure is not very resilient. Some of the poles seem to have been very vulnerable. Even concrete poles that don't seem to have been adequately anchored in the ground and have blown over. So yes, I think that they're going to have to really be more, you know, we're in an era now with the global warming that is taking place that we're going to have more and stronger storms more frequently. That's what they're saying. So we have to prepare for it. And this is maybe a crisis that hopefully can lead to, you know, more consciousness around the need for resilience going forward.
Particularly with the feeder lines.
Yeah.
The fact that the Mandeville Regional Hospital today still is running entirely on generator power. And of course, generator power never provides all the services that the JPS would normally have provided. And they've been working on that line since Thursday. And if your feeder lines are so vulnerable, then it tells you that the transmission infrastructure needs massive reinvestment to prepare it for the new era of stronger hurricane caused by climate change.
The agricultural sector in these parts is usually hit very hard. Any preliminary assessment, Mr. Bunting, from what you've seen in the southern section?
We have our spokesman on agriculture touring with us, so I would prefer him to speak to that because he has a better sense of what has happened, not just in South Manchester, but also in southern St. Elizabeth.
Yeah, and we're going to St. Elizabeth now, so that will be one of the things that we'll be looking out for.
We are still in the early part of the hurricane season. Is there any message that you would want to give to people, government, and state agencies? We're still in the early part. We still have some time to go.
Well, this has been a trial run, and it's been a challenging one for many families. And you know, obviously, we're hoping that we're not going to see another one like this soon, but it's possible. So people have to be vigilant in their preparation, and you know, the government needs to be also vigilant in its preparation of the people. There are gullies, for example, that need to be cleaned, that because they haven't been properly cleaned, the water backs up and flows over the banking into adjacent communities and floods people out. We've seen quite a bit of that. We've seen other areas of infrastructure which have not been properly designed. There's a bridge we visited up at East Downs, which is a bridge over a gully which is was not sufficiently deep. The gullies, so that the bridge ended up being blocked, and then all the water went down and has destroyed the road up to that community. These are things that need to be looked at quickly by the National Works Agency. So, you know, we need to, I think at this point in time, accelerate infrastructural remedial action to try and minimize future losses from those things not being attended to now. That would be what I'd say. Thank you. Yeah.
You know that?
Coming down, it's all like me.
So this water come from where now?
This water come from up the hill.
Oh, from there.
Yeah, man. All over.
Oh, this.
All of that would normally go that way.
Yeah.
You understand?
This a black and the
The journey small, you understand?
Yeah, it's one deeper.
Yeah, you want
the most.
Them want to
the
get
height.
deeper.
yeah, the water can go through.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
Alright, so then you see this bridge? It's when they just dig it out. When they just dig it out for the first time when they come here and dig it out.
Yeah.
As they finish,
Yeah.
there's the gully run. And every water keeps straight. Not to the tip, it never come on the road. And finally come in and do this. But we tell them, you know. When they was building it, we come here. That's why the Freezer councillor don't deal with me.
Oh.
Because of this bridge. Until now. Years I don't talk to him. Because I tell him. And
So
the
what was
engineer.
here before?
What here?
Before this bridge was built, what was here?
What are their flesh? Normal road. Yeah, normal. I just drive.
So why they build the bridge?
Huh?
Why they build it?
They built it just to access now to, you have a doctor man up there. So he was bringing material and those things going up. So we were talking about this bridge for years now.
Oh.
From 1996, this road has been damaged until now.
Yeah.
You understand?
But there's hardly any space. It needs to go down several feet.
Several feet.
Yeah.
You understand?
3
feet. This is 3 feet.
And that's quite an easy thing to do because it's on an incline anyway. So
Course is there to hold the water.
We say the importance of this bypass. If anything happens on Spur Tree.
And Spur Tree. This is a bypass. This was the bypass road
yeah.
for Spur Tree.
And of
anything
course,
at all, man,
If you look right now, if you Google it and look. If you Google it and you want, like, it's Spur Tree Black right now, and you Google, and you go up on the, it's this road you're going to find right now.
Yeah.
You're not going to find Beltline Road, you're going to find
but
this
the
road.
result of this not working as it should is that the road has been very compromised by the water that fell the other day. So there's a lot of work going to have to be done to smooth back that road.
So,
although it's not a road with a proper surface. No,
No,
but still
no.
now it is full of rivets and ditches and
it's the small we put on it.
yeah.
So,
But
we just need now to get
Scrape it back.
exit out right now,
yeah,
at the
yeah.
moment right now.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us up here is market people.
Yeah.
You go to market,
Yeah.
so.
So you brought me up here to look at
The
what?
water come from Mupur, you know.
Yes, and what we can do to get the access back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just an access issue. Well, I think we can go back down.
Alright, this road is the bypass road for Spur Tree. Anything happen, like accident happen at Spur Tree,
Yeah.
this is a bypass road.
I see.
But we have a bridge up there now.
Yeah.
That's give it the trouble. Because when the water coming down, it's tall like me.
Oh.
And these guys, they build a bridge now, low, 3 feet.
Oh.
So when the water come down, it just... So the problem is to get this road fixed. We have to deal with that problem.
Yeah.
Or else we're gonna be fixing the road
All
every
this we are
time.
fixing the road all the time.
Yeah.
You understand? So
I get you.
you have to go to the bridge and look at the bridge and see everything.
All right, but that's
Martin.